Hi, Jim Kruzan here, founder of Kaydan Wealth Management. And for nearly 40 years, my team and I have been helping folks just like you design, engineer, and build bigger, bolder retirements. And we'd love to do the same with you. If you're seeing this video, you've either been referred to us by one of our clients, or you're in the process of interviewing financial advisors. We know that can be a very difficult journey. And to help, we wanted to share with you some information about ourselves and also focus in on 5 key questions you should be asking an advisor that you're interviewing. Let's start the process. A bit about us. Our firm has been around nearly 40 years. We have 2 convenient locations here in the greater Detroit area. We are a team of 15 people and growing quite rapidly. Over the years, we have received a number of awards. For example, recently we've made the Forbes list of top advisors here in the state of Michigan. In addition, I've made the Barron's list of one of the top 1,200 advisors here in the nation. Considering the fact that there are over 280-some thousand financial advisors, that's quite an accomplishment. Now let's talk about some of the key questions that you might have. One question that isn't mentioned here has come up recently is this whole issue of fiduciary. To make sure everybody understands, we are clearly and always a fiduciary. A fiduciary is the highest level of customer care that can be provided, putting the client ahead of ourselves or our firm. This is important. It's also important to understand that it does not in any way eliminate conflict of interest. But as a fiduciary, we need to identify those conflicts and discover workarounds and ways that we can support our client without being in conflict. Sadly, there are a number of advisors out there that are not held to the same fiduciary standard. Or worse yet, other advisors who may be a fiduciary in one transaction or relationship, but not a fiduciary in another. To be clear, we are always, in every client relationship, a fiduciary. Now let's talk about the other 5 key questions. One surrounds what we do with money, our investment strategy. Another is what other things we can provide. And frankly, this area of wealth management, we think provides the most benefit to a client. How do we do what we do? And more importantly, is it repeatable? How can we show our clients value and show progress along the way? And last but not least, what are the costs generally involved with working with a firm such as ours? Let's go into these in a bit more detail. As far as what we do with money, we're extremely process-driven. We have a number of different model portfolios that we utilize, and these models are used depending on location of assets and tax ramification of those assets. As an example, we may use one strategy on an IRA, a different strategy on an account that is getting regular funding, and an entirely different strategy for an account that might be taxable. We find tax minimization and tax effect extremely important. We also feel that we should work hard to drive down effective costs. Where appropriate, we will use exchange-traded funds instead of higher expense mutual funds. And further still, we will use individual stocks in lieu of exchange-traded funds, all of which help drive effective costs down. And we also use active loss management. We do this with large IRA accounts. We can't avoid big drops in market, but we can certainly manage how an account reacts to those big drops. And this has been a huge value for our clients. And last but not least, as I said before, we do this through a number of different portfolio strategies and a number of different model portfolios. Other things that we do with money. We are and consider ourselves a holistic wealth management firm. We do wealth management. We define this as comprehensive, interconnected. We want to look at your goals, objectives, resources, dreams. We want to look at the things that you're doing outside of work as well as what you're doing at work. And we want to put together a unified strategy that brings all of these things together, allowing them all to pull in the same direction toward your goals and objectives. In fact, we define wealth management through this equation. Investment management is certainly part of it. And I would have to say that most financial advisors have some form of investment management. But at the end of the day, the heavy lifting, the things that really make an impactful difference, have to do with the financial planning and the series of strategies, techniques, and tactics that can move the needle and achieve incredible results. But all of this can't be done without strong relationship management, the bond you develop with your advisor, the understanding of you and your family, and the series of meetings that will allow us to ensure that we stay on track. All three of these together is how we define wealth management. How do we do what we do? We're very much a team-based approach. In other words, in addition to a financial advisor, there may be several advisors that are working on your particular case. In addition, we have concentrated positions such as financial planning and investment management, where there's a huge opportunity to work with clients on a team basis. We also have a very deep bench. We use something that we call the evolutionary wealth process. This is a series of meetings with particular objectives that will ensure that the client's case is being developed as efficiently and effectively as possible. Our mission is to make an impactful difference on the lives of our clients and their families, to build bigger, bolder retirements. And we do that through a series of different service models. We did not want to set a minimum investment amount. We want to work with folks who we feel we can make an impactful difference, who is in need and understands that they'd like to work with an advisor. And as a result, we have a series of different models that we can use to position our resources most effectively with your resources and your dreams. Our service model looks a bit like this. We have a couple of different services that engage at the holistic wealth management level. We have other services such as just pure investment management or one-off planning. And we also have developed a number of subscription-based models which can help advise and counsel on employment-based savings. At the end of the day, for most of our clients, the major source of retirement funding is what's being done at work. And sadly, that gets the least amount of attention within the advisement community. As you develop a relationship with an advisor, the advisor can pick from a number of different services and prescribe the best way forward. Again, best aligning our resources with your resources, goals, and objectives. It all starts with our Explore the Possibilities. This is the first step in our evolutionary wealth process. Here we get to know you, we understand resources, we formulate your goals and objectives, and we explore what else can be done. The next meeting we call Enlightenment. Here we want to prescribe best way forward. We also want to give you a better understanding of where we see you in terms of your retirement readiness. At the end of the day, you get clarity as to where you are, what services are available, and how we can help achieve a bigger, bolder retirement. The third meeting, which we call Engagement, may not even be a meeting at all. It may simply be trading of certain accounts or agreements so that we can start working together. It's at that stage that we call you a client. Once you're a client, we move to the development and then the execution stage, where we're actually developing an individual plan, custom-made for you. And we're executing and prescribing strategies, techniques, and tactics along the way. And at the very end, we have strategy and tactic. These are the series of meetings, the cadence of meetings that we will have to ensure that the plan stays on track and nothing falls through the cracks. Because one thing for certain, whatever plan is prescribed, whatever course of action is deemed reasonable, it more than likely will change along the way. So how do we show you progress? How do you know you're getting value in any kind of a relationship with an advisor. We do that several ways. Through strong, ongoing communication, through a tool that we use called My Roadmap, as well as another tool called Advanced Plan. And then obviously a series of strategy and tactic meetings along the way. In terms of ongoing communication, we hold regular client meetings. We produce a capital market review quarterly that gives you a really great idea as to where we are in terms of the economy and our view of where things are going forward. We hold periodic educational events. We have weekly commentary, and we have online account review. 24/7, your accounts are available to you. In addition, we have monthly statements, both hard copy as well as digital. The roadmap is a tool that we use that describes the number of meetings that we'll have and what those meetings are all about. Here you get a better sense for the engagement you'll have with your advisor along the way. Our advanced plan takes what is essentially a 60-page financial plan and regresses it down to a single page. The 6 cells representing financial planning, investment planning, retirement planning, lifestyle protection, wealth transfer, and tax planning essentially cover the full gamut of all the wealth management strategies, techniques, and tactics that we could ever possibly talk about. And we populate this with items that are personal to your journey, things that we need to discuss, things that we need to educate, tactics and techniques that we need to put in place. The color coding represents progress, and you'll very clearly see progress being made. You'll also see things that are left to be accomplished in the future as well. Our strategies and tactics are a series of meetings that we have, reviews if you will, to understand what has changed, what impact that change has on your plan, and what adjustments or modifications do we need to make. Because the key to a successful plan is the adaptation and adjustments when things don't go according to plan. What are the costs? This is always a large question. In fact, it's the 5th question that we're asking. In many cases, it's the first question that's on everyone's mind. We are a fee-based practice. We generally generate our fees through asset management. We do not charge commissions. As a result, there are no penalties, tie-ups, or surrender charges. We believe family is important. As a result, many of our clients have us working with their adult children as well as elderly parents. And we look at that family unit as a single relationship. And as a result, that helps us drive our asset management fees down and provide a discount throughout every family member. Because we have several different models of service, because we can work with so many different people at various levels of wealth. Once we have an idea of the service model that makes the most sense, we are crystal clear on what those costs are. And once again, our level of service and what is prescribed is clearly driven by your needs, goals, and desires. Your journey to a bigger, bolder retirement starts with exploring the possibilities. Shortly, you'll receive a call from one of our team members who will personally match you with one of our advisors for either an introductory call in the event you have a few more questions to ask, or an Explore the Possibilities meeting so we can start your journey to a bigger, bolder retirement. I hope this was informative. I hope it provided some insight. Congratulations on hiring a financial advisor, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for listening.